Good evening and welcome to Dog Talk. I'm Dan Camilleri.
And I'm Laura McKillop. We'd like to start by thanking Enduro for their ongoing support in bringing you our fortnightly Q&A.
It's great to have him back on board for another 12 months. And Kega's Livestock Services, always good to have Kega on board as well. So thanks for your support, guys. Really appreciate it. Hope everyone had a great Chrissy, great New Year, and a good start. You have a good start to the year, Laura?
Yeah, we just love you. Just full talk over the top of me.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know where you were going. I thought you were going to get straight into the nuts and bolts.
No.
Okay, no, let's go.
I had all that planned
Let's start
to
again.
say.
Let's start again. No.
You said it now. You've
go
done
again.
your
Come
Daniel
on.
And you've said so. Tonight we're fortunate enough to be speaking with Bianca Godson from Miller's Park Collies. How are you going?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you.
She was well before I stole the thunder. I thought she was going to get straight into the business.
No.
I was like, oh.
I had it all planned, all in my head.
We should have spoken about that, eh?
Yep.
There we go. Go for next time we get on.
That's right. I'm used to it by now.
So. How's the beginning of the year been, Bianca?
It's been busy, but good. Touch wood.
What's keeping you busy?
Work. Work, mum life, and dogs. That's my little routine. I don't have much other time for anything else, which is good. Busy is good sometimes.
It makes the day go quicker.
It does.
It'll be Christmas again before you know it. Don't worry about that. We'll be looking for Christmas presents within the next few months, and it'll be there already wrapping them. Trust me.
I've got the second birthday for Olivia first. We'll just get to that because that's gone very quick too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
and we were saying before we come on air there that it's been a pretty good season.
Yeah, we've had quite good rainfall this way. We had at our place we had 52 mil about 10 days ago, and that was in a matter of a couple of hours. We had quite a bit of storm, but thankfully we didn't have any damage here. But unfortunately, there was quite a bit of damage around. But yeah, we've been really good here. Have a bit of rain and then sun and then a bit more rain in a week or two. So it's kept everything really good this way.
And where is here?
Oh, here is Dubbo, New South Wales. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, I'm at Dubbo. Yep.
And how long you been in Dubbo?
I think 10 years in September. It's coming up. I moved to Dubbo overnight thanks to Fletcher's where I still currently work. So it was meant to be a couple of weeks contract work, but turned permanent quite quickly.
And where were you before that?
I was up north for a little bit, but I'm originally from Warren, New South Wales, which is just an hour from Dubbo, but I've kind of been everywhere. I grew up at Warren, Brewarrina, Cadoga area as well, and Gurley Moree area. Been everywhere up north, and then I was a contractor, so I travelled quite a bit. So it's been nice to be in one place for a little while.
Born and bred on the land?
Yeah, like I'm fourth generation mulesing contractor. So we're being big in the merino sort of things. But like I lived in town, but if that made sense, like when I growing up, we're in town but from the land. So yeah.
So it's just in your blood. Like, were you always going to be the fourth generation contractor, or did you think about?
Well, I'm different. So they're mulesing contractors. I did livestock contracting.
Yeah.
But I'm the first girl in 4 generations. And I've got 2 older brothers, and they're city boys. So I'm the only country one left. The Godson tradition will end because I'm not taking it over, and my brother's definitely not. So the landmarking business will end with my father's team with our name on it. Yeah.
So dogs have. Do you want to take that?
No, it's all right.
You probably should take that.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Oh.
No. So have dogs always been around you growing up then?
Since I can remember.
Yeah.
but not the border collies.
Righto.
So yeah, I grew up with Hunaways and Kelpies.
Yep.
Completely different style to what I have now. Yep.
What made you go to collies then?
I was like thinking about this. I honestly think when I was a kid, and the movie Babe.
Yep. Yeah.
They had the border collies, and I'm UK based border collies, and I think honestly that's where it started.
Yeah.
I was about 13, and I just wanted a border collie. And Dad, I just wanted border collie. I just wanted border collie. And Dad, being contractor, he's like, "I'll get you one for your birthday." And that's where it all started. I got one, and then the next birthday I wanted another one, and then Dad was my little. If I wanted a dog, Dad was he didn't help the obsession.
So were you often going to work with him and using your dogs, or?
Yeah, any chance I could get out of school to go work.
Yeah,
I'm gone.
Yeah.
I always had the passion to work dogs and stuff. Yeah, it's been in my blood for a long time.
Yeah, I can't say I can remember the movie Babe all that well. I know everyone says that when I say it.
Barring you.
But I feel like I've listened to that many people say it that I feel like I just have to take.
I was obsessed, and I was a kid, and I had farm animals, and the dog's name were Butch and Lucky, and my little farm animal border collie dogs were that. Like I was obsessed.
Did the pig talk in it or something?
Yeah, I didn't really actually care about the pig, but he done sheepdog trialing. And there was dogs.
I've been in some trials and just thought if I could just like have Bower MU now and the shit going on, I might get somewhere. That's not going too flash. But so I had a dog here last year, and apparently it was related to that
really?
dog in that show.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of that was fairy tales, but that'd be pretty cool. It was
20 generations back.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad either. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looked like all black and that. Anyways, it was really cool. Did you ask where the name Milson Park come from?
No, I didn't. No, we hadn't gotten there yet. Just asked why the collies.
Cool. Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I grew up. My first dogs were Kelpies, but like they were Dad's dogs, I guess. So. Yeah. But everyone thinks I'm against Kelpies, and I'm not.
Have you had any?
Beg your pardon?
Have you had any?
Back, like I haven't. No, probably over 10 years. No.
Yeah.
But when I first started out, yes, I had one from Gary White. Yeah, so everyone just thinks that, but I'm not against them. I've got a stud now, so I've got to stick with the stud. But yeah, I'm not against.
You can always shove a Kelpie in there somewhere.
Yeah. No, it takes up too much room for my collies.
So what? Milson Park, is there some meaning behind?
So Millie was my first border collie, and a lot of people don't know my actual name's Bianca. My name's Millie, and that's my nickname. So, and then I was just getting a bit fancy and took the son off my surname and made Millicent. And then Park. I was about 14 when I made it, so there's no going back now. So that's where it come from. But yeah, Millie and Son, and then the Park. Yeah, the Park to just sound a bit fancy.
And no, you go.
Okay. I was gonna say, at what point did you go down that collie path, and why?
Honestly, probably because everybody told me I couldn't get collies to work like a Kelpie, and I'm a bit headstrong. And I like to be different. Like I've always, in everything I do, I try new things. I don't follow a trend. I just do my own thing. And I just wanted a border collie. And Dad was good friends with Angus Waddell. He doesn't breed anymore, but I'm not sure if you know the name. Yep. And that I got my first one off Angus, and then that started it. There was no Kelpies, it was just collies. And I remember I was like quite young, and I was just obsessed with collies, hey? And I would Google them trialing over in the UK. I'd Google everybody's website here in Australia, border collie website. It just started like an obsession.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just, yeah, everyone had Kelbies and I just had collies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you mentioned before, like the UK lines, that's what you're following. Why is that?
So I was, when I started like getting into it, I was around like Jamie Sturrock, Alan Munns, Peter and Jamie Bauer, and they were all starting to import dogs and semen. So that's, and I love watching their trialing. Like, you know, their casting is so much, it's just so different to here. And that's where the Border Collie originates from. So, and yeah, the influence of the people I was around kind of started the trend, and
Yeah.
I've kind of just followed. I've had great success to what I like with that. So I guess that's why I've just stuck with it. The versatility I found really good, and what I want and what I need in my job, I've found it. And then I probably, like, the contacts that I've made there now, I probably talk to more people in the UK on a daily basis than Australia. You'll find that out. Touch wood with my breeding this year. But yeah, I've made a lot of contacts over there, and I've just kept it going.
And like being a young woman, like how often do people try to persuade you? Like, no, like get out of that. You're going the wrong way. Like you're steering that way. Like, no, come back to this stuff. Or like, did people try to push you in different directions and away from what you wanted to do? Well, what stuff?
Someone's trying to ring me.
Oh, there we go.
I got told I could never make a business with the collies doing my type of work. Are you there?
Yeah. The call might have thrown things out a little.
Hello?
She might just have to jump up. That's normally what happens.
Yeah, it's all right. She'll jump back on. Yeah, sometimes when phone calls happen during when we're live, if you obviously been on an iPhone, she'll just have to jump back on. No, it's all good.
Sorry, someone tried to ring me, and that just if you're watching, I'm pretty sure that person's watching. Please don't try and ring me. Sorry, where were we? Persuade. Yeah, I got told I couldn't do, like, the collies don't work the yards, and I did a little yard work, like Dad being a landmarking contractor. So you can't really. I grew up with two brothers and a dad, and I'm pretty headstrong. So if someone tells me I can't do something, I'm pretty, like, just really determined to do it. But no, I guess the UK collies, like back when Alan and all that started, you know, people didn't like them, or, you know, like anything, people are going to run stuff down if it doesn't suit them or whatnot. Where I'm very open-minded, I just want to try everything, and then yeah, make a decision. But like, some work, some don't. Like, it's, yeah, that's everything.
Actually, that was going to be my next question. Did you have to toy with the certain UK lines that suited your work? Like, were there other lines that you bought, like, dabbled in and went, yeah, kind of might have to stay away from that a bit for what do I do?
Nope. Like, a lot of people like natural, and I've had the dirty borders and I've had the naturals, and I've just kept working with it till I've been pretty lucky. My dog line kind of comes from Michael Gallagher Cap, and then my bitch line kind of comes from Alan Munns's Clover. So I guess that's, you know, there's a little bit of same blood there. And then I've just tried a little bit of other stuff. Got a lot of Dave Crofts breeding behind my dogs. I've gone back to Alan Munns recently. Going back to the old stuff. But yeah, sometimes, like, I had my last AI litter, that Mott litter, and I've got River, and I absolutely love her, but the rest of the litter not my type of style of dog, but she could be my favorite dog I've ever bred. So it's sometimes it's just finding the right one in the litter to do my type of job. But I will literally try anything. And I've got like people import semen from the same dog. No, I just like to spend more money, and I just have heaps of different dogs sitting on ice that cost more money. I was going through my list the other day, and I'm like, I need a better hobby.
How do you go about picking what dogs you're going to import or bring over?
At the moment, Alan Owen is he's kind of like, I'm doing this, try this, Bianca. So, yeah, that's where my breeding advice has been coming from lately. Because I use Cap, and, I've got two bitches. Josh has got a Cap bitch. I really like them. I thought I liked one better than the other. Then it's funny how dogs change as they grow older, and now I like the other bitch better. So yeah, I've been talking to Alan. I'm like, where would you take your cat bitches? And he's like, oh, I've been doing this dog, this dog, this dog. And I'm like, okay, I'll get a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then touch wood that it works, because I need a new hobby where to spend my
Sounds
money.
like you're making pancakes. Just a little bit more
It doesn't
sugar.
help that Josh does not like he doesn't say stop spending money on dogs. And he's like, yeah, we should try this. Yep. Like, he's all supportive, so it's probably not a good idea. Anyway,
No,
he's obsessed with the dogs too now. So yeah.
Well, you mentioned earlier that like when we were talking that you work with Josh as well. So
Yeah.
like having a mutual hobby and working together, like I know it's kind of pretty cool. Like you got so many. Well, you're always in each other's faces, not just at work, even at home. Like you got a daughter. Like there's so much time in front of each other.
Yep. And if you knew Josh, you know how hard work it is. I wonder if he's watching. No, so Josh is a livestock coordinator of Fletcher's, so he's a lot of office work, but since we've become together, he does a lot of stock work now. So he's had dogs, but he's not really got into them since us. He's really big into his horses, like camp drafting and stuff. But yeah, the first dog he ever got off me that I bred him, I couldn't have bred a better dog.
I've been watching, I heard that.
He's I couldn't go away. I couldn't have bred a better dog for him. They are best mates. And as for like backing, like people see my dog's backing and think that's easy. Like, he would have got the easiest one I've ever bred. Like, he got it. He was the natural, like, some are, but a lot of them behind the scenes work of not just like months, but like proper years. Like some of the backing videos you'll see, that bitch is like 5 or 6. So it's repetitive. And then, he got one that just like a Kelpie, just straight over. Yeah. So he's
Do you like a similar style of dog?
Yeah, because he has a stronger presence on animals. He talks louder. I'm very soft, so the more headstrong type I kind of send his way. Since we've been dabbling in the auctions, I try and make sure both dogs are handled by both of us, because we're both different handlers. That's why I'm only just getting into the auctions now, because I hate the way I work a dog is very soft, and you can't hear me. And then if I sell it to someone who's very loud, I worry that it's not going to work out. So we're doing swaps with dogs like that now to try and make sure it's versatile for the handler. Yeah.
What's if you had a type of dog, like a unicorn, like from the way it's built to the work style, what would that look like?
The way it looks is so different to me 10 years ago, because I want the short hairs now, and I used to keep the fluffy ones. Short hair, I'm wanting a bit of like size. My main bitch, like she's hard, but she's little, and I'm just and she bred a few little, but I've got a bitch out of her called River, and she's quite a leggy, big chested bitch. And I'm liking that style. I'm liking her build, with a bit of leg under them. I don't want them too heavy because we do a lot of yard work and they get sore quicker, I find, with all the backing every day. But yeah, so not too heavy, probably like 18 kilo range, I guess. I don't actually. I think that's me trying to go off a sheep's body weight. Sure. I want a mate, like, because my work is very unnatural, like the yard work that I get them to do. If if I'm their mate first, they will just keep trying to do what I want to please me. So I look for that really good connection bond with them, and then go from there. Like, I'm not too fussed on how they look when they first see stock. Like, I've put some videos up lately of some pups that I've bred, and they're very natural, and everyone's like, "Oh, you're going a different way with your dogs." I'm like, "No, I've actually just had time to show them sheep." But yeah, that does look, that's nice, but to me that doesn't mean much when they're 3 or 4. Like, I need that bond. That's the biggest thing I look for. And then yeah, because my work is, like I said, unnatural for a border collie. None of them come from. I get, like, people think they come from backing lines, but they come from big casting, open heel dogs. Yeah, nothing like that. I've never went to a sire because it backs sheep or anything like that. I just need that as a tool for my work.
So is trainability big to you then as well?
Yep. So I find if you have that bond, the training becomes easy. And like the correction of I've had the dirty biters, but if you have that bond, and I find once you start correcting that, because you have that level of respect and bond, it becomes easy with the training. Yeah, in what I've had. Some of my best dogs have been dirty biters at the start, so I know a lot of people don't like it, or they want the natural, but the consistency in training that I've found personally, as they mature and get older, it all goes.
Yeah.
Yep. My number one thing though is get to the head, like that in a pup. If they naturally get to the head and there's like a little bit of a nose bite there, like I'm falling in love with you. I just want that. I want that naturally. I forgot to say that, but that's the number one thing. Get to the head. Yeah.
Are you finding now, like a few years down the track and everything, breeding from those bitches that are doing that work, that you're then finding their pups are taking to it quicker and easier, or not so much?
Yeah. Cherry, who's River's mother, that remind me, like Cherry, like get to the head, really nice moving dog, and I seen that in River, but then the other litter of that, I didn't see that as much. But yes and no.
You would have streamlined having pups bred, like been breeding for so long, what you're doing, and having pups come up similar. You would have streamlined the system you kind of have to achieve what you want to.
Yep. And I'm still like learning, like I'm crossing, like breeding, it can be a hit and a miss. And I'm finding I only breed a bitch maybe 3 or 4 times, and then that's it. I'm finding which crosses work best with a bitch, and what you think or sometimes doesn't work. And then, yeah, my bitch Cherry, her last litter to my dog Enzo, That would be her best consistent litter that she's ever bred. And I didn't keep one, and I really wish I did. But then I AI'd her, and I thought maybe it wasn't her. Maybe it was her as a brood bitch, but it just was finding that right mix for her. But yeah, it's a bit of. I don't know, I always say breeding's a hit and miss. I'm from the racehorsing industry as well, so I know that a Group 1 mare to produce a Group 1 horse is very rare. So I have that in the back of my mind when doing stuff, and I just hope for the best.
You've mentioned like speaking with Alan a lot, and with what you do and talking backwards and forwards, and his work and he's trying very different to what you're doing. Has he come to Australia and seen what you actually do?
No, but they want to. But I'm the worst person to organise anything like that. Yeah, they called me an expert in backing the other day, and I'm like, I don't think that's a thing, but okay. But yeah, they don't do, or they haven't never taught that. So they're actually trying now. So it's kind of cool that, we're all starting to do different things. Like I'm always wanting to learn. Them casting their dogs the way they cast them, I find that fascinating because we just don't. I don't get to cast in paddocks like that here, and they're like, oh no, that's just we do that every day type stuff. So, and then I put a backing video up, and they're like, wow, and I'm like, yeah, well, I do that every day, so that's not much to me. But yeah, I like exploring and learning the different ways of everyone else, which is quite interesting. And I'm going over there this year for the international to finally meet everyone in person, because I think 90% of my dogs come from Wales. I have a bit of Scottish blood too there, so but yeah, 90% Wales.
That'd be pretty cool to go and shake the hands of all those people.
Yeah, and actually see the dogs in real life. Yeah, that's my wedding present because I don't want to get married. I'd rather go on a trip.
Using all this import stuff also comes with another side, and I'm assuming you've done. Well, not I'm assuming. I know through conversations you and I have had about the research you do in the AI side as well. Like even utilizing the different places that you have. Do you want to? How do you? Where do I even start with this? How did you start to use different places? Like, what research did you do, and then do you use different places?
What do you mean by places?
Like different services, like from different companies.
Yeah.
I just contact the person who owns the dog.
Yeah.
And then they go to their vet. That there is agents over there, who do like I guess get it all together for you.
Yep.
You get the shipment ready. Like I've got a shipment coming next week, hopefully. And the lady organised all that for me, but I guess I say no, but I guess I don't know them. But I talk to the people who own the dogs quite regularly. So they did they do blood works and stuff for it to be accepted to come to Australia, and they just went and did all that for me, and then contacted the lady who I guess does all the paperwork sides of things. So I did really nothing. I paid them, and then they sent me something to sign, and I signed it and sent it back, and then that was it. I will say, like, I'm getting semen over for other people too. So a lot of people are coming to me, I guess, because I've got the contacts over there. But it's also cheaper if you put it in one person's name for quarantine and shipping costs, and then when it gets over here, you just sort it out with everyone.
Yeah.
And then how are you picking what companies you use over here to actually
inseminate?
Yeah, inseminate.
Let's not talk about that because I've changed about. I've never had bad luck. I've always had litters. I've always had good sized litters, and then I had a litter of one and then I moved all my semen, and then Honey was pregnant, and she was AI pregnant, like, and she aborted them at 6 weeks, and nobody can explain to me still what happened. And then I go again, and then I get another one. But before that, it was like litters of 8, 6. You know, it was really so. And I know other people who AI and they've got none too. So if you've done it long enough, sometimes the bad luck comes with it. But I'm still doing research about where I want to go with my AI. I haven't had touch wood, my bed's wood, because I'm about to go again, and the last few times haven't been great for me. So, hopefully, my bad luck stays in 2024 with the AI, and I get at least. I'm at the way now. If there's one in there, I'm happy. That's just
Yeah.
But at the moment, my semen's all here in Dubbo with Central West breeding. It's just very convenient since I've become a mother, because I used to travel all the way to Barrel, which is 4.5 hours one way for me. And then the last time I went there, I only got the one, so I moved it all here. But being here in Dubbo, it's just very convenient. So hopefully we have a better run this year.
Have you learned a bit about the AI process and even prepping bitches for it, or?
No. What day 7 on heat, you get them there to get a progesterone test. And then depending on what the levels are at, the vet will determine when they want to see you again next. I do surgical AI. Pretty sure they're trying to ban it with all the greyhound industry. But the procedure, they're in there, they put it on the spot, they ring you, say your dog's awake now, and you wouldn't think they've had anything done to them. Like, they're quite normal after they're eating, they're happy. I try and keep them inside in a crate for like a week or two, just to make sure everything's going right. Sometime after Honey aborting at 6 weeks, they kind of live inside until their pups are born in the crate. And I only walk them on a lead. I don't. I've gotten very, very stressed about it all. So, hopefully it all goes better this year.
Why the surgical AI? What made you go down that route?
I always got told, influence when it's frozen, the lifespan of it's not as long as fresh semen, obviously. So when you use surgical AI, you're hoping to be putting it on the spot at the right time. But it doesn't always go like that. But TCI is the other way of doing it, kind of like a horse when you do it like that. And I know many people with success that way as well. So if that's the way we have to go down, I'll go down it. I've just, if I can do surgical, I'll do surgical, just to try and put it there at the right time and hope for the best.
Yeah, high success rate sort of thing.
Yeah. Yes. Meant to be. Meant to be. Yep.
Scientifically.
Yep. Yep.
You mentioned a couple of times now about some big plans for this year. Can you get into them?
Do you want to?
Do you want to keep your cards close to your chest?
I just hope I have a few AI litters this year is all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I've got, some new semen coming hopefully next week. I believe that both dogs, if it works, will be the first of them pups in Australia. So, touch wood.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully, I'm not saying anything because every time I get my hopes up, something happens. You'll know if I post a litter of AI pups if it worked or not. It's a bit like that. No one's. I have no pups on the way. Like, everybody just come on season and I haven't joined anyone. So it won't be till the middle of the year or something like that. Yeah, I'm having a little break from pups.
Do you still look at dogs onshore?
Beg your pardon?
Do you still look at live, like dogs around, like live dogs? Like
Yeah. Yeah. So my last litter, Munns Roy, who's owned by Alan Munns. And then before that went to Dave Croft and used his dog Jack. And then litter before that I used the Bowers dog, or Josh used the Bowers dog. Why can't I think of his name? Gus. There. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So still go around. I don't line breed much, so my sires kind of aren't getting a jump lately. I just Cherry's line bred, so I definitely try and make sure I go away from her, so she has to go to outside dogs. And yeah, I'm just trying new. I'm trying new. Can you stop? Sorry, he's trying to tell me stuff through the window. But so Alan's dog goes back. He's out of Meg, who's out of Crowsale Clover, where I originally started. I had Waddy's quiz, who was by Munns Jock, who was out of Clover. So I've gone back to older lines, but there's a bit of other stuff in there that I haven't tried. Roy's by Richie Hutchison's Sweep. I haven't tried any sweep pups before. So I went that way. I really like them so far. I need them to grow up. And Jack, he goes back to sweep as well, so there's a bit of similarity there. Yeah, so older stuff, but new, like new as well, if that makes sense. Yeah.
What age do you start your pups?
Depending on how much time I have in my life, but if you've seen videos lately, like I've been just walking out in the paddock and just dropping them there and seeing if they switch on. Like I don't do too much with them before 6-8 months of age, to be fair. Like, as in getting inside their head training wise. I just don't want to get in there when they're pups. It frustrates me more than it frustrates them. So I just let the instinct come out, let them enjoy it, let them have fun. And then training starts when I think they're ready to handle a little bit. So, as in, like, I teach them sit and walk on a lead and stuff like that. But as in training and stock, I don't really do much till a bit older.
Yeah. And then working for Fletcher's, what opportunities do you get at work to take those young dogs, or do you or don't you, sort of thing?
So I take at least one a day with me. Tie-ups, learning to walk beside me while I'm counting sheep, stuff like that. The noise at Fletcher's, like getting them around, there's heaps of people there, there's always stuff going on, so get them all used to that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, once they're fully vaccinated, depending on how many young ones I'll take one or two just to learn to tie up and be quiet, things like that. But yeah, I'm always carrying a few young ones with me.
Yeah. What about opportunity for work? Like what do you have on them before you drop them out there, sort of thing?
In a work situation, if I can call them off them, I'll take them.
Yeah.
Like, but not like put in high pressure, but like if I'm down the paddocks or I'm emptying yards to bring stock up where they can just be in a nice work situation where there's not much high pressure, I'm taking them.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I can, not even if I can half stop, like, stop bad stuff from happening or call them to me if things are going wrong and they come to me, I'll take them.
Yeah.
I live at work, so if I like to do that because otherwise they are at home locked in a kennel, they get let out morning and night, and then that's not good for their brain development. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm always swapping, rotating, taking them to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously at work, like you've got to have most of your dogs muzzled for work. How are you getting your young dogs used to that? Are you just going time to work, put a muzzle on? Or are you doing any conditioning with them prior to that?
You
Sometimes
smile.
I can't comment on stuff. Next question.
Smile symbol.
How much influence like your overseas parties putting into the way you like work with your pups?
So I've changed the whole dynamic of Fletchers because of the countries that we have to do animal welfare for. Because the way we work stock and what we think is a good dog and what we want from a dog is not what most countries want. And if a lot of countries wanted like to ban the dogs altogether, and I've had numerous countries come over and watch me and my dogs because they like the quiet. My dogs don't bark, and that's why we're still allowed to have dogs here, to be honest. The no bark, the stress free, the stopping on command, everything's quiet. Sheep less stress, obviously. It's not just like full force of how I grew up with dogs, barking in the back of the pen, push, push, push. It's all different. So yeah, that.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Yep, you're not meant to have barking dogs there. If you have a barking dog and Roger Fletcher walks in the shed, shut it up. Or you will not have a dog, or you will not have a job. Yep, that's the way it is. But yeah, that's his business, and that's what he needs to make his business. So that's what we do there. All quiet.
That's it. It just started raining here. Away from stock, like away from work.
Yep.
Have you mucked around with any trialing with your dogs or?
No, I used to, but that was like when I was 16.
Mm-hmm.
I done a bit of yard trolling. Sorry, people going crazy messaging me. Please stop messaging. If I get out of this, it'll freeze. Yeah, so I did a little bit younger. It was more when my pop was alive. That was our little thing we'd do. We'd go to the day trials. Time is not on my side. I work at Fletcher's 6 days a week. Saturday's my only day off. Saturdays I like to not work stock sometimes. But yeah, I'm there 6 days a week. I wouldn't even know what the rules were trialing. My dogs cross me like I drive a lot. I do a lot of drive work. So crossing is they cross. If I say right, they go, yeah. I'll be, 200 meters behind longer walking and they're driving them away from me to where we need to go. So yeah, they don't really comprehend the whole no cross part. I could say come behind and then they'll come behind, but yeah, I haven't got a whistle on that, so I'd have to fix all that up before I trial.
Is that a big part of why you have those UK dogs as well?
It wasn't at the start, but I find it is easy to teach them to drive. I don't know. It's hard for me to comment on Australian Lions because I haven't had much to do with them. So I've just been predominantly UK since day one. Yeah.
So funny
I don't. I can tell you if it's a UK pedigree, I can tell you all about that. If you put something Australian in front of me, I've got no idea. It's like putting a Kelpie pedigree in front of me. Yeah. So it's just the way I've the people I've been influenced by, I guess, and who I've been around since I've started getting into the dogs. Yeah.
Have obviously Fletcher a lot of sheep work. Are you sending pups
I've got
into?
it right down here. If you'd like me to read out Fletcher's, I've got the figures up for. Wrote it down. Would you like to hear? Okay. We purchase 70,000 sheep and lambs per week. We kill 50,000 a week. We have 9 buyers Australian-wide. We attend up to 14 sales weekly, plus buy off farm. The actual plant is 1,500 acres. There's over 300,000 acres of breeding background family country. We kill 12 to 14 sheep per minute. Can be up to 16,000 sheep arrive a day. They have over 50,000 feedlot lambs, and 20,000 breeding ewes, and their cull ewes all get joined to white Suffolks to make first cross lambs. And they have about 400 steers, heifers, trade steers, heifers. That's Fletcher's.
Wow,
Yeah.
some numbers there.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
I do not have enough dogs at the moment.
So are you doing cattle work as well yourself?
Rare, like they buy just for trading. It's
Yeah.
not, it's not every day. It's once now and then. Yeah. So no, I wouldn't say I work cattle. Like I can if I need to, but I'm not working them constantly. No.
But some of the dogs you're breeding are going into.
Yeah,
cattle.
I have clients that are just cattle people.
And how's the feedback been?
Good. It's they keep coming back, so I guess I'm more like I have a few people that are just cattle, but I have a lot of people that are sheep and cattle.
Yeah.
So and that was always my biggest aim when breeding. Like when I first started out, I didn't expect to just end up working sheep, majority sheep my life. Like I always wanted that versatility. That was my biggest aim, to work sheep, cattle, yards, paddocks. That was my biggest aim. So I have similar lines to what you'll find some of the cattle people have. I just don't get to test them to their full ability on cattle every day like everyone else does. But I like to think we look for the same type of dog. I want a dog strong in the head, and it's just I can't say that they're outstanding cattle dogs or anything because we just don't get to test that every day.
Having the relationship you do with people overseas with these lines, were they ever surprised that our cattle dog people like approached them to go down to bring some of those lines in for the cattle work?
No, I don't know because they don't just sell here; they sell to America and stuff as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know, they like to think their dogs are as strong as need to be. So no, I've not that I'm aware of. Yes, they seem to be there's a lot of lines that I haven't tried that the cattle people have got. So I haven't. I haven't got any Kevin Evans semen like pups on the ground or anything. And there's a fair bit, I think, at the Rockhampton. There's a few of them getting around. So yeah.
What about, have you looked to America for any dogs that way?
Some of the videos I see of their dogs, it's just hanging, and I don't think I need that.
Yeah.
I'm sure, like, each to their own, and that's what they want, and that's what they got. Like, well, there's a little bit, but Isaac Holtz was telling me about a dog, but he said look all the way back before they got the proper handle on it, and I see what he means.
Yeah.
But I've just no, I haven't. I don't think I've needed to because I work predominantly sheep. If someone has a dog here and I like it and it's an American dog, I'd try it. Like I'm very open to trying anything. So I haven't looked for semen over there. No.
Cool. Well, how's the conversation going to go when Olivia comes home with the first Kelpie?
Well, that's not going to happen. But I don't know what's going to happen when she wants her own team of dogs because, Mum and Dad have their own team, and there'll be a lot of dogs here. And she's horse mad too, so she's never going to have money.
No wonder Josh lets you spend the money on the dogs.
I love that.
Hopefully we can set her up with some, before she's old enough. But yeah.
And you don't have to answer if you don't want, but like obviously Fletchers have been such a big part of your life.
Yep.
Have you thought about like life after Fletchers? Like, is there somewhere like you'd like to?
I was going to leave 1,000 times.
Like, is there some self-development like you would like to do that might see your career?
We would both like to just be on a place full time. Like Josh would love to be riding his horses every day around stock. So yeah, but also Fletcher's really look after us. I think Josh has been there for 13 years or something. And it's nice to just have the continuity of work each day. Because at the end of the day, I just love working dogs. So I get to do that 6 days a week. So yeah, we're always open to that. Moving on. So yeah, at the moment we're pretty set here. But who knows what opportunities open.
Talking about opportunities, I remember 3 years ago I reached out to you about having a chat with us. Only a couple of months short of 3 years.
Was it really that long ago?
Yeah, it was. It was 3 years ago. It was April 22, I think. And you're like, at that point, you're like, oh, I don't really think it's for me. And I'm sure there's other people out there that have thought the same way, that we've spoken about. What encouraged you, I suppose, to come out and have a chat with us as well, like, and open up about yourself? And like, you've been like, you just come out and just talk about everything. It's been great. You've been so open. But what encouraged you to do that?
What changed your mind?
A lot of the people who I work with, who they watch your podcast regularly, and I'm like, oh, they want me to go on there. And they're like, you should. Well, I guess I didn't realize. I don't see myself as anyone big or anything like that. And they're saying, Bianca, you have good dogs. And Josh, my partner, he's like, I don't give myself enough credit, apparently. I'm older now, probably more confident now than 3 years ago. I been through a little bit. So who I am now as a person, I'm pretty happy with where I'm going with my dogs and what we're doing. And yeah, so I'll happily put myself out there now. Yeah, the girl I was 3 years ago, I'm not that person anymore. I'm a mum now.
You're a mum now.
So yeah, I'm a lot more confident.
That's beautiful. Thanks for opening up about that as well.
That's all right.
Appreciate that. That's cool. So, a young girl, what advice would you give to, let's call it young women, right? Because it's a male-dominated industry, right?
Yeah.
What advice would you give to a young girl that thought, I think I'd like to work with livestock, but maybe not, like, being a shy girl that you were 3 years ago compared to, Bianca mum today?
If you really enjoy it, it's a good way of life. Like, I absolutely love going to work every day and working stock. Don't be scared of opportunities, and don't be scared of putting yourself out there. There's always going to be negativity no matter what you do. That's just the great part of life. So I've learned that. So not everybody's going to like what I'm doing, but that's okay because a lot of people do. So just don't be scared. Yep.
If there was someone young out there that didn't know where to start and needed a bit of a rev, are you contactable to have a yarn?
Absolutely. And also, if anyone wanted, we do walkthroughs at Fletcher's. If anyone wanted to actually see what we do inside and outside, it's quite interesting. But yeah, my number's on my page. I'm I'm awake till about midnight every night, and I'm up at 4. So like I don't run on much sleep. So yeah, contact me anytime.
What's your caffeine bill
I
like?
was going to say.
Beg your pardon?
What's your caffeine intake like?
Isolate. Well, I have pre-workout when I wake up. I've been double shotting that. And then about 12 o'clock, I have a double shot ice latte, and then I'll go to work. Because I don't start work till midday. I don't finish work till 9 o'clock. I'm meant to be at work right now. So it's a big day.
Thank you for your time then.
Yeah, thanks.
No, that's okay. I was happy to get out. No, they knew I was doing this, so yeah.
And that said, like even snuck in the back door, so Olivia, he didn't upset
Yeah,
Olivia.
Olivia's still. I can hear her. I don't think she knows I'm home, but yeah, I've snuck in my back bedroom door, hoping that she doesn't hear me because this would not be going ahead if she knew I was in here. Yeah, but yeah.
No, that's awesome. Thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate you jumping on.
I have a question.
Yep.
As always.
Oh, I've read this, and
Right?
I'm like, I don't know.
I'm swapping it up
Here we
each
go.
week. Each week it's changing.
So I won't steal your thunder.
Oh, it's changed.
Yep. If you were a colour, what colour would you be?
I say my colour's black, but it doesn't represent me anymore because I'm quite happy. But I'm not, yeah, all my clothes are bloody black, white, grey, but yeah. But Border Collie is black and white. So, but now I've got reds and tries, so I don't know. Maybe red because that's Olivia's favourite colour. Everything's red if you ask her, so we'll go with red. Because of my child. That's my best answer. I thought it was a duck one. Do you know how?
I see orange because she's so bubbly. Like yeah, I see orange.
I said you wouldn't shut me up once I got on here. 3 years ago, I want to get on here. Now you can't shut me up.
That's great.
That's awesome. No, thanks heaps for jumping on. We really appreciate it. To everyone that jumped on tonight, we appreciate you jumping on. Hope you've taken something from it. And please remember, we learn every day, and the day we stop learning from each other will be a sad one.
Thank you.
Thanks heaps.
Thank you.
Cheers.